Welcome, 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 everyone. This is Tracy Una Wagner with Versatile Inspirations and a Lightworkers and Earth Angels Academy and Study Hall, and part of Cryptids Creations. Happy May. This new month, we are working with the Master Tarot deck, and that is by Astrology Answers. And for this week, May 1st through 7th, the card that came through is the Hanged Man. And the message from the Hanged Man is, starting this new month off, we will need to do a bit of contorting. We are being asked to look at things from a new perspective. This may require you to step back, remove emotion, let go of any patterns of thinking, such as there is only one way or your way of seeing, doing, having an idea or something, and then turning 180 degrees to view what could be. It's a tough ask, I know, but by pausing, letting go, and then surrendering to a new way of seeing things, this will likely bring so many other things into clear view. Be open. I've been talking about this new self and this new world for so long. It feels like it's right there waiting for us. And there's so many little things that need to occur in order for us to actually step into that clear view of being. And one of them is this contortion, this idea that we need to switch things, because if we continue to see things and do things and experience things the way that we always have, everything's going to stay the same. Even though we are super clear and we know exactly how we want things to be, if we doubt ourselves even just a little bit, that skews the universe's overall seeing of what we truly want, what we truly desire, and it leaves doubt. We have doubt when we cannot see and experience things because we only have this one idea, this one way of thinking, this one way of doing. That when we're asked to contort, when we're asked to go 180 out and see it from a different perspective, that's scary because we doubt ourselves even more. Is this really true? We say to ourselves. And the fact is, yes, it is. But we have to approve of it. We have to decide that that's what we truly want. We truly desire. We truly expect things to be the way that we are envisioning it. We expect it to be that way. We want it so much for it to be this new way. And yet we still doubt, because of all of the other things that are out there, because of what we've experienced, because of what we were taught, because of what we were told, because of how the laws and everything of this material world operate. But what the Hanged Man is telling us to do is he turned himself completely upside down in order to get a new perspective. And we need to do the same thing. Even though, I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. Some of you are great at handstands. That's not my thing. But if you can shift your perspective in such a way that maybe you've never thought of it this way before, maybe thinking outside the box is difficult for you, but you're given permission now to do that because things are happening so quickly now that it probably at times, especially if you turn on the news or turn on the television or pop onto YouTube or whatever it is, and you see all of the chaos that is going on, would you have expected all of this to be happening a year ago, 6 months ago? Probably not. It's probably, this stuff probably wasn't even in your thoughts. And this is the same way that we have to be. Almost that idea that we're of that little child thinking. We need to be able to be so open to the good and the true and the things that we want to see that to really occur in our new world and our new self, that it's exciting and it's an adventure and it's a wonderful journey that is just right there waiting for you to shift your perspective just enough to get the clear view of the new, of the things that maybe you haven't experienced before or you haven't seen in the world before, but just knowing that it can be, because it can. This whole idea of chaos and all the shifts and everything is very scary for a lot of people, and so they resort to violence and antagonism and chaos. But what it can be is peaceful and beautiful and amazing, joyous, happy, loving. It can be all of those things. And I know in your heart of hearts, you want it so bad, but that little bit of doubt, that little mustard seed view of doubt just keeps you from realizing this beautiful new world and your beautiful new self. But it doesn't have to be that way any longer, because we can shift our perspective. You're capable. You have the tools. And if you don't, you know how to search them out and find them. You have your people that surround you with like-mindedness, and you can tap into their optimism if they have that for seeing into the new world. You can tap into your friends and family if they encourage that. And if they don't, we can just not share those things with them, or share them and just know that it doesn't matter what anybody else says or does, just like those newscasters or the people out there that are creating the chaos. They don't see it the way that you do. They don't see the beauty. They don't see that, but they can experience it after it's made manifest and realize that this new world that the Mayans had told us about, that we have been told about for aeons and aeons, but yet we haven't realized yet that this new shift, going back to some of the old ways and letting go of some of that materialistic look and feel of the world, going back to nature, going back to basics, going back to a time when we healed ourselves, when we trusted ourselves, is on the cusp of happening. And that scares a lot of people, but yet you know it's the truth. And your truth is going to set you free. And by tapping into the Hanged Man's odd and peculiar and strange way of shifting his perspective, may be just the thing that kicks your new world and your new self into high gear. Be open. All right. Now, for midweek and end week, I decided to go with Wisdom of Avalon cards, and those are by Colette Baron Reed. And for midweek, and midweek is Monday through Thursday, or May 1st through 4th, the card that came through is the Wind Fairy. And the message from the Wind Fairy is thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. This is a good card to come through at the beginning of the week as we're kind of going through that whole idea of having to shift into a new perspective. The idea of thoughts and words. Our thoughts are extremely important, because what we think becomes made manifest. When we think a thought, it doesn't just stay in our mind, it travels up and out. And when it travels up and out, what's right there is your causal chakra. And your causal chakra is the housing, the seat of manifestation. And when it gets put into there, especially if it's a very high vibrational, and not in a good way, but a high vibrational, such as fear or something like that, what happens is you almost create even more fear, or you create the bubble, the atmosphere for fear to come into your being, or doubt, or any of that stuff. And that's not what we want to be putting into there. Creating a bubble around yourself, like in the morning and then or in the afternoon, or if you're getting ready to go somewhere, that bubble of protection, that's actually very key to keeping those things out of your causal chakra. So even if you think those thoughts, a lot of times, because of your beautiful bubble, it just kind of keeps that at bay. It doesn't allow it to penetrate and go into your causal chakra, which is helpful. But what we want to be sending into that beautiful causal chakra, the beautiful state of the universe, is beautiful, loving, peaceful, clear thoughts. Thoughts become things. And so by allowing yourself to keep in mind those new ideas from the different perspective that you're going to be making this new world made manifest, it's going to be coming through in such a glorious fashion, and putting those beautiful thoughts into the causal chakra for to be made manifest. Now, words are the same. To me, I've always loved words. I love looking up the definition and looking at the thesaurus at words that kind of are similar, but maybe have a different meaning behind it. I just love words, and words are powerful. That's why words are put into spells. Words are put on paper for people to read. They're powerful and they stick with people. And when we make our thoughts or change our thoughts into words, that is opening up even more of a catalyst for those beautiful things to be made manifest quickly and clearly. So even putting your thoughts onto paper and speaking them aloud, that is a beautiful prayer. It is an incantation. It is something that you just are putting out into the universe and making manifest, because the idea of thoughts being put into words and the thoughts being put into things in a clear and concise fashion is going to bring those things into your sphere more and more easily, because it's in your bubble. That's why fear, when we put fear, if we're like really fearful or if we're really mad, it's funny, and it's not haha, but it's interesting how if we're mad and we have that energy about us, it's almost as if we continue to bring in that mad energy. We continue to bring in things that are going to make us mad. And I've done that so many times, and it's infuriating and frustrating, but it just proves that when you put what you put out, you're going to be receiving. So we need to be mindful of what we're putting out there. And by creating the thoughts of what we want to see in our new world and our new self, putting those maybe into words on paper, that is that like intellectual analysis. What is it that you want to see? What truly do you want to see in the new world and your new self? And look at it from a different perspective. Go all out. Put everything out on the table. What is it that you want to see? If you had your utopia right in front of you, what would it include? Put those down and think of them. Put them down in words on a paper. Speak them aloud. Put them into a video or a recording. Put it into your phone and then either add to it or record over it, do a new one, and just listen to it when you start to feel down. And that will raise your vibration and allow that to go into your causal chakra, into the universe, and prepare the space for the beauty that you are ready to receive. All right, so for end week, and end week is Thursday through Sunday, or May 4th through May 7th. The card that came through is fear. Yep, fear. This is exactly what I've been talking about. This is where we go when we start doubting. We start getting fearful. Is this really going to happen? Is this what I really want? Is this going to be beneficial for everyone, or is it just going to be beneficial for me? Am I being too optimistic? Am I being la 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 all over the place? Fear, 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 fear. Fear of change, fear of everything. I mean, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of everything. It is amazing where fear pops up everywhere. And so the idea of fear coming up at the end of the week does not surprise me, because as we are shifting so quickly and you're being asked to do things very, very intentionally, it doesn't feel like we have time to sit back and just kind of go through life anymore. It feels like we're on a mission, and that mission is creating this new world, creating this new self, and putting ourselves and our thoughts out there. Scary stuff, let me tell you, but the idea behind it is that it is of benefit to all. It is of benefit to all, and you are included in that all. Have you noticed that there's so many people that are passing from this world, going on to something else? It's like the people, not even just people, but there's a lot of things that are leaving this earth right now. Ideas, things, people, animals, places. I mean, there's just so much that is leaving this world. It's like they've come, they've done their job, and now they're off to do something else. And the people that are left are the ones that are ushering in this new world, this new idea of being able to have the new self. So especially if that idea calls to you. And a lot of people think of starseed or light worker or guardian, earth worker, a lot shamans. I mean, a lot of people think of those words that they may resonate with those things. And if you resonate with the idea of a new world or a new self, or changing things up, renegade, someone that just doesn't do things by the book, these people are here to usher in the new world. You are here to either witness it or be a part of the transfer over into this new world and new self. So by allowing yourself to shift your perspective, it's going to feel, for some people, a lot better. Shifting it, because you may not have felt like you belonged here. You may not have felt like doing things the way everybody else does was the way that you should. It didn't resonate with you, doing things the way everybody else did. It didn't resonate with you, even in school or in your job, or just even thinking or doing things. It may not have felt right to you. And as you shift and as you get out of the fear state and into the acceptance state, you're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, this is where I'm supposed to be. And sharing that feeling that you're receiving by shifting your perspective, because for some people, looking at what you're doing may be odd, but knowing that you have shifted out of that fear state and into that acknowledgement and belief and acceptance, and how you look in that space is going to draw people to you, is going to draw people that are in that fear state to you, because people don't resonate in that state of fear, because we didn't come from a fear state. We came from a state of love. And so when we're in that fear state, that's why everything does not feel right. Things don't feel good. Things feel bad. And by transferring our perspective to a different way of being, a new way of doing, being and having and accepting, this is going to take away that fear, and it's going to leave you in that love state. And in that state of love, you're going to be a lighthouse, and people are going to be attracted to you just like moths to a flame. So be prepared. Know that you are here for a purpose, and this purpose is swiftly accelerating to the point where we are needing to change things. And the Hanged Man, the Wind Fairy, and shifting from that fear state is going to help you help others. And in such, you're going to be helping yourself tremendously as well. All right. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I so appreciate it. I'm sorry this is a day late. I have some ill puppies that have to go to the vet, so I'm going to need to be doing that, and I was taking care of them yesterday. So I will see you next week. Enjoy your first full week of May. It's kind of crazy. I don't see it slowing down for the rest of the month. So yay! So you take care. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. And as always, I'm sending you so much love, angel light, and tons of gratitude. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.